As an activist, we can always rail against corporate America, and we probably always will. But when there is advancement, we have to point it out and also show others who may want to do business with the culture. Hey, this is a good model for how you deal with us. Don't just run and go get who's platinum, or run and go get who won an award, or run and go get who's down with a certain crew. Why don't you look for who is real and authentic, and this is good business for everybody. So, I mean, I can go on with that. I'll just kind of...
No, but to add on to what Chris is saying, he's absolutely right. It's almost like the NBA, when you look at people that took the NBA to where they're at right now. These guys was getting paid $2. You know, they don't get an opportunity to put, you know, lace up and get $1 million now. You understand? Like, if that doesn't exist. So for Smirnoff is in a, me and Cool are in a position to be here to do business with Smirnoff and to represent what they're doing because of the people that's sitting beside us. They took hip hop to a level to where corporate, you know, corporations like Smirnoff acknowledge that we even exist. So why not include the people that advance the culture and the art form to get us to where we're at now? So I think just the people that's on this panel should let you know what type of statement they're trying to make by putting a cast of Q-Tip and Common and KRS-One and Just Blaze and Premier. You know, me and Cool, we're like the new guys here. You know what I'm saying? So we jumped in it because we was like, yo, look at who's involved, man. Like this is something big, not because they're just big names, but these are people that we respect in hip hop, period. And for Smirnoff to acknowledge that is something definitely we want to get involved with.
All right, this question is really for anybody on the panel who wants to answer. How do you feel that over the years the remix has gone from taking a song and flipping it with even new lyrics, to new groove, new beat, and now lately it's just taking the same beat from the original song, just adding people to the track that might not even know the artist. So that said, how do you feel about that? Production-wise, or whatever. Do
you mean in regards to this particular thing, or just a project? With this project? Oh, in general? I mean, my main thing is if it's dope, remix the fuck out of it. I mean, I don't care as long as it's dope, but it has to be dope to an ear who knows how to judge it right. My ears are not fucked up, so I know how to judge it right. If it's whack to me, it's whack, bottom line. That's really the simplest way I could put it.
I think one of the biggest issues with remixes these days, I see what you're saying, and it kind of really reflects on the way the game has changed and the way it's become so institutionalized. A lot of the reason why people don't change beats is because it'll affect your BDS image. Whereas before, you could go in, all right, we got this joint, and now we're gonna do a remix, we'll get a whole new beat, put a new cast of rappers on it, singers, whatever the case may be. Then everything became, you know, like once it became more institutionalized, it became more hip-hop became more commercially viable, people started paying attention to things like SoundScan and BDS. Think about it, 15 years ago when when your first album came out, we wasn't all sitting there going, I was 11 years old, yo, what did they sell first week? What was the BDS? What was the spin? I didn't know that existed, and I didn't care. Now you got 12-year-olds on the internet arguing about who had a better first week sales and why. So along with that comes the BDS and the spins, and if your beat is changed, even to an nth degree, you have, because it's all done by computers now. So the computers sit there tracking what's being played by each station. If your record is even played 2 BPM faster, the DJ has his 1200s or whatever on +3 or +4, it might not even register. So many labels are hesitant now to change a record to the point where it's considered a real remix, as we would consider it, because the spins won't register. It's a whole new song. So now, instead of, for example, the like part 1 and part like, instead of it has to be 2 different records, you know, like, so you have to keep that original beat. And that's one of the reasons why I respect a situation like this, where Smirnoff is just basically letting us do whatever it is we want to do. It opens up that creativity to say, okay, you don't worry about the original. Take that concept and put your own spin on it. And I appreciate when I can do events like this or do projects like this because it allows you to be an artist and not just another extension of the corporate entity that is trying to capitalize on what we do hip-hop wise, you know?
Yeah, Smirnoff didn't tell us how to do it. They just said, do it. You know what I mean? And usually there's all these guidelines that are thrown at you where that kind of stifles what we're in it for. And you know, and they didn't put that in our face. They just said, do the record. And it seems like they're all happy. Are all the Smirnoff people happy?
Yes.
Okay. That's what it is.
I mean, that was, for me, just on side of that was like, I didn't know about how that worked until Rock the Mic became a huge record. And then we went to do the remix. I went to go change it. And I wasn't going to do too much. And they were like, no, you can't do anything. I'm like, why? Because the BDS won't add up. And I'm like, but it's just a little guitar. Doesn't matter, the computer won't register. You know, so it's just like, from then on, my attitude towards remixes these days almost kind of sour because it restricts your artistry, you know, and that's why I'm, you know, being involved with this event.
What would you all say is the greatest remix of all time?
Say again?
What would you say the greatest remix is of all time?
I mean, I might jump out early on this one, but Flavor in
A
Your
lot of
Ear
people say Flavor in Your Ear. I was
is
gonna
one of the
say
illest remixes ever. They don't make remixes like that no more. Remixes now is just a excuse to just grab a bunch of people you know that's hot and put them all on one record. But Flavor in Your Ear remix was just phenomenal.
a lot of people say that's the one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Three more questions. All right, out of all your catalogs, MCs and producers, once you leave the game or once you leave this plane of existence, whatever, what song in your catalog would you choose as your epitaph?
You must learn.
All of them. Oh, everybody.
Me, shoot, I don't know. You know my steez. Basically.
Oh, wow, it's a tough one. Like the one joint that I leave behind might be public service announcement.
I would say I used to love her.
How could you go, Sway?
Wait, you got it, Rick.
You got albums out?
The anthem, yeah.
Oh man, that's a tough one. That's why I kind of where did you go? It's hard to say. It's just so many records that I've done. I'm sorry. I mean, it's a stereo.
Here we go, yo.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe God is through.
Nice
I
one.
guess that would be.
I think it'll be a toss-up between either New York, and Hate It or Love It. I mean, I'd love 10 years from now to see what Smirnoff would do to New York. I think that'd be crazy.